If you don't want me to talk, let me know.
What I'm saying that let us answer that.
I know what I want to ask. I need to ask questions. For crying out loud. I'm not a senator.
What I'm saying, she has just asked
You don't tell me the question I would ask or what I want to say.
you have a right to ask any question. What I'm saying that she has just made a request. Do we ask her?
What is the request?
That's what she said. That's what she requested.
No,
That's what
she said the director.
Do we allow the director to answer the questions? No, not even a question. So it cannot be. No, what we're saying.
No, there's something I want to say. I want to place it on record, Mr. Chairman. As we are sitting down here, the press is covering us. You understand? And tomorrow, not everybody here will know what we have done. You understand? So I want to say my own mind because I can't continue to come here. Each time I come, we discuss this loan and nobody knows what the loan is all about. That's what I want to say. You are the chairman and overall, all of us are very loyal to you. Any decision you want to take, you take, but we are entitled to our own. I want to, this madam that is PAMSEC, I want to know her name. And again, I want you to know that in civil service, when you finish, you leave. Others will come. Because this country we see like this. Our own time is almost running out. And the ones coming behind us, they are watching. You are coming here to take another loan. You say they didn't tell you to tell us what you have done with the one given to you before. Ordinarily, you should know that we are going to ask you, what did you do with the one that was given to you before? And you say you know the minister, they invited him before to come and tell us something. He didn't come. And now you are requesting that you have to come back. And they come to think about it, this loan supposed to be used for the entire country. I have never seen anywhere, for instance, where I come from, where there's any water project from federal government going on, not to talk of even completed in my own zone. You understand? So I want to say that this loan, this particular one, I'm loyal to my chairman and the leadership of the National Assembly, but I don't support this one. Again, enough is enough for this loan. We need to grow as a country.
I take a simple example of FCT Abuja, the seat of government, federal capital. Water, drinking water, potable water is something that's very difficult to provide. $700 million, you are talking about 300 and something billion naira. We are taking it to improve on some of these dams we are talking about, which we never complete. I've seen the budget. A dam that will cost huge amount of money to be built, to be constructed. You put a meager amount, and you keep that budget rolling all over, and you are taking these loans with the specifics that they are meant to build dams. I've not seen them working that way.
In 2016, under the 2016-2018 external borrowing plan, we approved for you, one, rural water supplies and sanitation.
Yes, sir.
$450 million, and be financed by African Development Bank. Second was the Lake Chad Basin Commission for $13 million, also being financed by African Development Bank.
Yes, sir.
Then the third one, the integrated program for development and adaptation to climate change in Niger Basin at the cost of $6 million, also to be provided by African Development Bank. Under the 2018-2020 external borrowing rolling plan,
yes,
we also looked at one, the Gurara Phase 2 project, which was approved at the cost of 786.382 billion. So, with one approval was presented by you under the to be financed by China Exit Bank. While we are looking at that, there's a third one, that had to do with Nigeria's the WASH project that had to do with $700 million provided by World Bank. So you can see you have, first of all, you let us know what you have done with the first approval that was given to you. We are currently looking, you have to, tell us more things about the Gora Phase 2 project. And finally, you will let us now know exactly what you are doing, what you want to do with this $700 million US.
To describe the programs that are to be taken under. Yes, sir. The states are Delta State, Ekiti State, Gombe State, Kaduna State, Katsina, Plateau, and Imo. These are the first states that were found eligible based on the selection criteria. Now, the programs that make up this WASH funding are that we would have 6,100,000 people who will be provided with basic drinking water services in both urban, rural, and small towns. Distinguished senators, you will agree with me that the earlier statistics we gave shows that the water and sanitation situation in the country is not good enough. And that is where the ministry comes in. Because, as the distinguished senator said, we are looking at the big picture. And so even though the big picture involves the big dams that are so expensive to construct, we have a responsibility to ensure that right down to the rural areas, our people have access to potable water. And so this program will give 6,100,000 persons such access.
Sorry, I have to intervene here. That's why we say we ask you more questions. Federal government is to serve Nigeria. As you said, that's why we said, what's your responsibility? You are getting out of the responsibility to undertake state responsibility. That's number one. Number two, you mentioned the people. As I said, we need to know specifically how many water projects you will use this money for. Because I will refer you to paragraph 7 of your submission. You broke down the 640 million. And you said 60 million investment project component. The 60 million IPM consists of 25 million for federal Ministry of Water Resources to be utilized for capacity building, strengthening institutions, and to support in preparation of new state. 25 million US dollar for all this one is not going to provide water. It is transactional cost. That's what we are, and then we'll pay back that 25 million with interest from Nigerian money. That is not providing water. That's capacity, that's transactional cost. And this is what we are concerned with the loan givers, World Bank and Co. As we said yesterday, they give something in the right hand and take it back in the left hand. That's why I asked the question. I saw your statistics of the people. But what statistics we want is specifically, is it we are doing state dams, you are doing borehole, you are building toilets. How many are you going to provide? Then, like Constance of yours, my colleagues here, we'll be able to determine cost effectiveness, cost efficiency. But when immediately you are saying 60 million, that's about 10%. It's already just for transaction, for travel. When you talk about capacity building, it's meetings in hotels, giving DSAs and so on. And these are low money. That's our concern, Honorable Perm said. As we said, that's why we said we ask you more questions since you are ready to answer. Do you have the statistics of the number of projects? And then we can do the costing. We can be able to determine cost effectiveness, cost efficiency.
I said, the loan given to your ministry before now, you have to tell us what you have done with that money. And it's not just speaking English here.
Yes,
you
sir.
need to give us the paper, the communities, the local government,
yes,
the where you invested that money. We need to see it. And I also said that, government work is not one person. And whatever we're doing now, as I said earlier, for instance, in this document you submitted now, you just quoted names. You read to us. You see, you said 2,000 schools and health care facility. Where is the schools? 2,000. The 1,400,000 people that you are going to provide. Where is the person? I mean, if you really want to defend us, anyone you bring the document and show to us, we'll see it and say, yes, we have done this one. Then we can go and check what we have done. And I stand here to tell you that in my own zone that I know very well, there's no area that I don't know in my zone. When I get that paper, I see, yes, this is what you have done with this loan borrowed. Because it is Nigerian people that their money that's going to be used to repay this money. So every part of this country will contribute in repaying this money. So we want to know what and where this money was used.
I think I had already said earlier that whatever I say here, we will back up with documents, because verbal talk is not good enough. So we had already...
Why don't you now, better, Mr. Chairman, you have to go back to what the chairman said, so that you go and get all your... Mr. Chairman,
Sorry, excuse me, sir. We have already given you the documents for saw wash. Can I talk on saw wash? No. Because I need to make a clarification.
Because we're talking about a sustainable water program for this country. And if you are not detailed enough, you're not able to convince anybody here. I think the minister need to come and defend this program, so I'll be able to know exactly what to do. So on that note,
one thing you must note, the Perm Sec, as the last my senator here said, this money is Nigerian money. It's Nigeria that will pay it. Part of Nigeria cannot benefit, and the whole Nigeria will pay. We are here representing all our constituencies. Whatever World Bank eligibility criteria they are talking about is not acceptable to us. It should be equity and fairness. And the 700 million is not for the whole Nigeria. 700 million is for 7 states in Nigeria. We have 36. So we are going to be querying that. That's why we are asking specifically which are the community. 2, note when you are submitting, transaction cost is too high. And we have to look at that. You can't be spending 10% of it to do just capacity building and so on. Because we are going to pay. That's why Nigerians are raising questions to us that we are taking loans, What is the impact of the loan? Where is it on ground? This is part of the impact that we are talking here. So as the chairman wants to put the gavel, you have to be able to address all the issues as we raise them. It's not verbal. Support it with documents. And as they said, before we approved the 700, you took 500 for water and sanitation from African Development Bank before, under 2016, 2018. We need full report of that, the impact, including communities and so on that have benefited. We see that, we review it, and be able to see whether this is justifiable or not before we approve it. Thank you.
In order to further clarify you, are you aware that under the first request that you made on the sanitation, that the World Bank has released $12.5 million to you? Do you know how that money has been spent? You don't know.
You don't know.
So that's why I said, go back and put yourself together. On that note, I want you to go back and ask the minister, discuss with the minister, ask him to come and meet us.